Today I wanted to talk about something interesting that has been in my mind and something that I found myself making while I could not actively work on any film projects. It started with this idea of a collage. What I'm very curious or interested about is creating collages with moving image. What is that? As I'm doing this exercise myself and I was writing about it earlier, I realized that collage making in the moving image form is nothing but editing or montage, and that kind of made me feel a little defeated about it, but I think there is still some difference to it. The process of taking these other images and cutting them out or tearing them out to create something else, it's absent of analytical, intellectualized thinking, which is quite helpful in when you're trying to be an artist or you're trying to develop that intuitiveness about what you're doing. Sometimes it's very hard to talk about it as well. To me, how it started was in 2012. I watched the new Blade Runner movie. I was stunned, amazed, beyond my understanding of the visuals in this movie, and not just the visuals, the atmosphere, the feel of it, the grittiness, and I just felt like I had to create. I had to make something, and I had to make something in that language, in that same cinema language. And that's when I kind of just put together something that to me was a response to this film. It was so much more powerful than words could convey in that sense, because it just follows a very different format, and it was so exciting. Having this kind of a movie review or response to watching a movie like that and responding emotionally back to it in the same form that the movie was made, that to me was something that a written review could not do. It does not speak to itself. That was writing by using sound and visuals rather than words. The embodiment of that kind of style of filmmaking. What I call this video collage is cinematic mood board. Why cinematic mood board? One is that it has a characteristic of a mood board in its own. As we know, mood boards are used generally for different photo shoots, set directions, art directions. It can help people get a vibe or an emotion or what you're trying to achieve, just a glimpse of that. And I think mood boards can be very effective in conveying that. The cinematic aspect of it, of course, is about the fact that it's more similar in lines with a film or a movie. It's different than editing in a regular manner, because the idea of a cinematic mood board is to create that impression at the feeling level. It's to create a vibe. So it's not at all applying your analytical thinking too much, not at all intellectualizing your edits and shots. It's about developing your intuitive editing skills. I find that very necessary, and you can't really pick it up from anywhere else but just doing it on your own. I think it's a very, very exciting exercise for everyone to do, or a project to take up if you want to develop being more intuitive with editing, especially if you want a film that kind of is really based in a mood, based in of an atmosphere, of a feeling that kind of carries with it. That's why I wanted to share about it today.